You want to learn how to get paid to travel, how to travel for free, all the things, then you are in the right place. I am Chelsea and I was once a full-time Airbnb travel creator and now I'm just a full-time content creator, but I was doing full-time traveling back in the past and things have changed and I'm not anymore, but I wanted to give you guys all my tips and tricks and just answer some of your questions that you've been asking me just to give you all the golden nuggets you need to be successful at this, because I know a lot of people want to do it. I know you're probably wondering, why don't I travel anymore? And the honest reason is that I just love being home. I love being home. My boyfriend and I, we just bought this house that we live in and we have pets and he can't always travel with me and I just love being home. And that's essentially the reason why I found my passion with home content creation, and that's just honestly what I've been doing since we bought this place. However, I loved traveling. I loved seeing all the Airbnbs that I went to, all the places that I've got to visit, all the people that I've met. It was such an amazing experience. Just put that career of mine in the past. So you know what? Let's just get into the video. Let me answer some of your questions. And my questions and everything pulled up here on my phone that you guys have asked me. The first question is, I wanted to know if we need to create a separate Instagram profile catering to UGC content. This isn't necessary. You don't need to completely make an entirely different Instagram account. This is what I tell everybody that I coach. Look at your Instagram right now. If you are going to make another Instagram, are you still going to use this Instagram account? If your answer is maybe, hopefully, I'm not sure, I don't even know what I would post about, then keep it to this account. Because if you have a personal account and a travel account, you're just only gonna end up using your travel account because it's a lot to manage two accounts. And what's the point of building a personal account, right? Unless you have a personal account that you're building a following on and you don't want to post about travel, you want to strictly be an influencer or something like that on this account, then yes, make a travel UGC account or just make a travel Instagram account. But otherwise, keep your account the way that it is, change your niche, and you'll lose followers, but you'll gain a lot of followers because people are going to find you and want to see more of your travel content. And the more content that you're consistently posting on Instagram, the more it'll get pushed and the more your audience will find you. I personally didn't make a new Instagram account. I just always change my niche on Instagram. I've literally changed it like 4 times and I've never made a new Instagram account. It's been the account that I've had for years and years and years. And I just never really recommend making a new account because I actually tried making a new account for influencing purposes, not travel. And the engagement was so off. Everybody has their own experiences and some people might tell you to do that, but the engagement never went over like 400 views. I maybe had like one viral video at like 10K and then nothing anywhere near that. I was not getting followers. It was just, you're in it for the long haul when you create a new account. But if you stick with the one that you already have, change your niche up, just post different content and be consistent with it and you'll grow. Number 2 is a big question. There's like 10 questions in one. So it says, do you pay for a flight? What is a gifted stay? Do they usually ask for a refund if they don't like the content? How do you keep the Airbnb from using your content long term? Do you get paid royalties? Do you get paid via PayPal? We'll start with the first question. Do I pay for a flight? Now, in the beginning, I never paid for a flight, and that is only because I was only doing locations that were around me. So things that I could drive to, so I wouldn't have to pay for a flight up front. In the beginning, you have to pay for everything. It's going to be a write-off, especially if you're making money from content creation. But you're basically doing this for free in the beginning, and it's to grow a portfolio. So I would only do Airbnb collabs that were nearby to me, because anything that was within like flying, anything like that, why would I waste my money? I don't want to waste my money. So being that I am in Nevada, I have California, I have Arizona, I have Utah all around me. But if you are in an area where you can reach out to Airbnbs near you just to grow your portfolio, do it for free. Don't fly anywhere yet. Write off your gas, your mileage, anything you buy when you're there. And that way you can kind of build that portfolio without having to pay for flights. Now, later down the line, when you grow your portfolio and you have case studies, you have testimonials, you have work to show, you have all of these things to show, then you can start charging and incorporate the flight into your rate. So you can charge like $1,000 and the flight can be just thrown into your rate. And that's how you justify the pricing. Now, everyone's going to be different. We'll get into pricing later, but in the beginning, you'll pay for your travel and costs and all that stuff. And then once you have experience and charge, you can just put that into your rate. Now, a gifted stay is essentially you are staying at their Airbnb in exchange for content. This is just the perfect way to grow your portfolio. I always tell all my students, look at this as an internship. Everything that you do in the beginning is free because you're building a portfolio. And then eventually you can charge top dollar for your content because you're getting case studies, those testimonials, and all that work to show. And you can use that to charge such a a high rate. Doing those gifted stays in the beginning is so important because you can do 4 to 5 gifted stays and then start charging. You can start at $500, then work your way up to $1,000, $2,000, package deals, things like that. And really, it just kind of depends on, are you getting those results? Can you do those results for your next clients or your clients? And that's how you can start to charge for your work. And also with gifted stays, you're still staying at an Airbnb for free, so you're traveling for free. Don't forget that. Now, if they don't like the content, do they ask for a refund? Honestly, I've never had that happen before, and I don't really know anyone that's happened to before. And that's why it's super important to not charge in the beginning, because if you're doing gifted collabs, if they don't like your work, they don't have to pay you. Once you have money on the line and you're starting to charge for your work, they're expecting a lot from you, and they're expecting to get good quality content from you. I always require 50% up front, so that way maybe if they didn't like the content, they just don't have to pay the other 50%. But just really practice and have good work to want them to pay for, and you won't have that happen to you. This next question is keeping the Airbnb from using your content long-term. Honestly, I let my Airbnb hosts use my content long-term. You can charge them a usage right fee, which could be like 50% of the total package deal. I make it pretty simple for them. I want them to use my content long-term because if they're using your content long-term and they're tagging you, now it's endless exposure for you and you can get clients from that. So yes, they will get to use your content forever unless you don't want them to, but I would say just let them because it's better for you. Now, getting paid royalties, I just do a package deal, a flat fee, which is basically starting at $500, and that's only for content for them to use. And then I charge usage rights on top of that. So it just depends on the client, what they're looking for, my engagement at the time. All of these things play into the package. It goes from $500 to $2,500. So it's kind of just a flat package rate deal. And then if they do want to run my content as ads, then they pay me royalties, or they'll pay me for 3-month usage or a buyout fee, which will be like 50% of the package deal. Do you get paid via PayPal? No. I don't even recommend PayPal. I never use PayPal. I do not like PayPal. They take too many fees from you. What I do is I just create an invoice in Canva with ways to pay me: Zelle, wire transfer. I just send them a PDF invoice, they pay it, and then I mark it as paid. And that's how I do all my invoicing. That's something to consider. But if you are pretty new to this and you don't know really how to do wire transfers, you're scared, anything like that, I really recommend Stripe. I was using that. It sends them to invoice and then they just pay it right through the email, and then you're good to go. And then Stripe pays you, but they do take that fee. That's probably the best way I would recommend as a beginner. And then eventually you can go into creating your invoices in Canva and sending them over. The next question is, hotels usually ask for 5 stories, 2 reels, 1 cinematic video, 10 photos. How much would you charge for this? This will always vary, and it truly depends on your engagement at the time and how much you really want to build your portfolio or have free stays in exchange for building that portfolio, right? If a hotel is asking for all this content, do you have a portfolio already? If not, do it for free. You posting on your social media that you are traveling and working with these hotels is only going to benefit you, because if one of those videos go viral, then you are going to get clients from that. And that's what happened to me. I posted a video that I was working with this Airbnb host. I did like a walkthrough video and it literally went super viral. I think it had like 100,000 views, not like millions of views, but it went to 100,000 views, and I got 4 clients out of that. All of them wanted to work with me. I was booked up for the next month because I was doing 5 to 6 day stays. And just from that one video, I did the collab for free, and I was just pushing content so much, and I got so many clients out of that. If you're getting asked to do all this content and you don't already have a massive portfolio, you don't already have a lot of content on your socials, do it for free, because it's only going to benefit you and you're only going to get clients out of it, a better portfolio out of it, and be able to charge sooner from that. Now, say you have a massively built portfolio and you've been doing this for a long time and you want to get paid for this. Again, it depends on your engagement, but something like this, I would say you can start charging at $500 to $1,000, but it depends on your engagement. So I always over deliver and under promise. So you can promise them that deal, which I will leave right here in case you forgot. I will promise this deal, and I will even over deliver some photos. I'll even throw in usage rights for them that they can get, and maybe an extra video or an extra reel post or a TikTok post. And that way it feels like they're getting a lot of content for that $500 to $1,000 pricing, and it makes them feel like they need to snag that. But essentially, do as much for free as possible, land those clients, build that portfolio, and then start charging. And I always say start charging at around $500, have a massive package deal. And then once you've been doing that like 2, 3, 4 times and you've had some case studies, start charging $1,000 for a package, $1,500 for a package, and just jam pack it with things and let them know why you charge this rate, and they'll want to work with you. And you can start making $1,000 per collab easily. It's not easy. I want to disclaim that this is not easy. It takes a lot of work, a lot of planning, and a lot of editing, and really a lot of playing the algorithm game on TikTok and Instagram, but it is possible if you keep trying and you don't give up. The next question is, can you also talk about skills and equipment, please? How do you see it evolving, and where can one get started if he or she has zero experience with camera, edits, etc.? Skills and equipment, I will just let you know, all of my Airbnb collabs, I used my phone. And the reason why that is because TikTok and Instagram are very native to phone content. I wanted to create content that didn't look like I was getting paid to create it, because at the end of the day, the things that sell on social media are the things that people don't think you're getting paid to post, right? I had a 12 Pro Max at the time, and then I upgraded to the 14 Pro Max, and I still have that. I did end up getting a camera, but I really didn't know how to use it that well. But I will say, if you can use a camera for your photos, that would be really great. I did have a preset, and I do still sell it. It's only $10. I would just put on all my photos so they were all very unique and the same. And I also had a drone. So that's something that you will have to get a pilot license for. If you have no idea how to get started in this, start with your phone, start small, do aesthetic clips, do walkthrough videos with you in it, and then just get used to editing. So I use CapCut. It's a free app. I 100% love it. You can edit on your phone, iPad, and laptop actually, which is so nice. If you don't know how to edit at all, you can go on TikTok or YouTube and see how to use the editing app, but really all you need to know how to do is split, cut the clip, and it moves on to a next clip. This is just something that you get better at over time. If you don't have any idea of what to create when you go to these Airbnbs, honestly, the best thing to do is look at what people around you are doing. Go on Instagram, go on TikTok, type in Airbnb Utah, Airbnb aesthetic, Airbnb whatever. See what other creators are posting. Look at their videos, save it for later, and recreate that when you're at your Airbnb collab. Just keep doing that. Keep recycling that until you get an eye for it and know what's good versus what's not. That's the best way you're going to be able to learn, is by actually landing these gifted stays, going to these Airbnbs, having a pre-plan of everything that you're going to want to film, rooms, things like that, ideas. And then once you're there, you're just filming the entire time. You go home, you edit, and then you deliver that content in a week, and you start posting on your socials. You're going to get really good at it the more you do it, and don't be afraid because you've never done it before. Now, the next question is, do you need a portfolio? When I first started doing this, I didn't have a portfolio, and the reason is because I was using my experience with content creation, UGC creation. When I said that I'm a UGC creator and I work with large companies and corporations to create ads for them, and I'm bringing this over to the travel niche. So that's how I kind of got my way in. And I also had only around 8,000 followers at the time on TikTok, and I was using that as leverage. And then as soon as I hit 10K, I was like really pushing. I'm like, I have 10K followers, let me work with you. Because you can have a viral video without a lot of followers, and a lot of people don't really realize that. Like, you can have 10 followers on TikTok and have a viral video. That actually happened to me. I started my TikTok and I had a video that hit 3.2 million, and it was just like me walking on the treadmill, and I gained like 3,000 followers, and I was like, what the heck? So you can have viral content without having millions of followers. Back to what I was saying, I didn't have that portfolio, and I was using my followers as my advantage and my experience with content creation already. But if you don't have that content creation experience on your belt, I would definitely say you need to either have a following on social media, or you need to have some sort of portfolio to showcase to these Airbnb hosts. How do you get a portfolio? I'm sure you're going on a trip sometime soon, or I'm sure you're maybe wanting to plan a trip. Use that as a learning experience where you can go take a ton of content. Maybe you go with your best friend, make it some type of fun thing that you can go to this place, take a ton of content, and start to build a portfolio. And maybe you do this like once a month. You can still reach out, but I would really say you're going to need some sort of form of content to show, whether that's videos, photos, case studies, things like that. Or you can always offer, you want to create content for their socials. If you don't have a portfolio, you don't really have much of a following, try to get a little bit of content together, maybe do one trip and put a portfolio together. That way you can use that when you're reaching out to Airbnbs that are on Instagram or TikTok and say, hey, I want to create content for your social socials and I have this vision and I want to get you more bookings. I want to get you viral content and this is how I'm going to do it. But I just need to stay at your place for free for like 3 days, 4 days. Land that gifted stay and build your portfolio without having any experience. And it is possible because I did it, you guys. I had no experience. I've never done it a day in my life. And I just started reaching out to Airbnbs and I was like, hey, I want to get you guys viral content. I want to get you more bookings. This is how I'm going to do it. This is the content I'm going to deliver. Let me know if this works for you and we can get started literally this month. This is so possible. It's just, are you confident enough? Can you do this? And you can, because if I can, you can, my friend. We'll only do 2 more questions because I feel like this might get a little too long. So I'm sorry if it is, but I hope you love all these tips. The next question is, do you need a lot of followers? And this kind of goes hand in hand with the last question. If you don't have a lot of followers, you just need a portfolio. Are you going to be posting as on your account or their account? These are all questions you need to think about. So if you're going to be posting on your account, obviously you're going to want to have a travel Instagram or TikTok account, and you're going to want to start posting travel content. So maybe you're going somewhere sometime soon, or you have a park nearby, or there's a hike nearby that you want to talk about. There's an Airbnb or a hotel that is nearby that you want to talk about. The more followers you get over time, the more you can charge for this. So say you have like 100,000 followers, you can charge a few $1,000s for your work because you have all this engagement. Maybe you want to manage their Instagram account, so you can charge a few $1,000s a month. Maybe you want to manage their TikTok account. Like, there are so many things that come into play. It's not just you posting on Instagram or TikTok. Now, the last question is, could you do a video showing examples of videos that you send to Airbnbs? I'll explain a little bit of the video content that I create, and then once I'm done explaining, I'll show you the videos that I actually create, like just on the screen. There are different types of videos that you can create. It can be a walkthrough video, it can be review style, it can be aesthetic content, it can be POV content, it can be all these different things. I like to do POV style. Essentially what I'll do is I'll just get in different parts of the home or Airbnb, and I will just film short, like 4 or 5 second clips of me slowly moving my camera side to side or just very still. And I'll do that all throughout the Airbnb, so it's very aesthetic. And then I'll also do videos of me walking. So like me walking, someone filming me going through the whole Airbnb. That way, if I want to do a video review, I can do like a voiceover, or I can do a walkthrough of just me walking through as an aesthetic shot, anything like that. And then the other thing that I'll do is shots of me with someone. So very lifestyle shots, me enjoying the Airbnb. Maybe I'm making a cup of coffee. Maybe I'm working from the Airbnb. I'm watching TV. I'm cozying up on the couch, reading a book. This is just a ton of B-roll you want to get. And then you clip it together. And I like to use beats of the music to switch up my clips. Anything that is already trending or doing well on TikTok and Instagram, that's essentially what I use to make my videos. I'm gonna let you guys watch some of the videos that I've created so you can get an actual feel and example for them.
I sit by myself, talking to the moon. You wanna go, I can take you there.
Worth booking that flight to Florida today. With an entire pool and an oasis as the backyard, you will probably spend most of your time back here enjoying the views, reading a book, or jumping in for a swim year-round in the heated pool. Inside features 3 bedrooms where 2 of them actually lead you directly to the pool. You will definitely want to wake up and start your morning out there. Trust me, it will be the best way to start your day. There's also this massive living room space and dining room where you can bring your family, friends, or simply solo travel by yourself and feel right at home. In the kitchen, you'll find anything and everything you'd need to cook, along with an entire coffee station, saving you all the money on expensive coffee. This home also features a garage where you'll even have the option to do your laundry during your trip and also before you leave. You will be anywhere from a 10 to 13 minute drive to a beautiful beach where you can watch a sunrise or sunset. Another local favorite is the Tide House Waterfront restaurant, where you can even take a $10 cruise for an hour after enjoying a meal on the waterfront. The Botanical Garden right in Port St. Lucie is also worth the visit, as the views and scenery are to die for. Treat yourself to that fun yet simplistic trip to Port St. Lucie and call Casa del Tesoro your new home for the week.
Should I move here?
I'm sure as you're watching this, you're like, wow, this isn't that hard to create. And it's not, you guys. It takes a lot of practice, obviously, to get a feel for editing, because yeah, it might look easy, but when it comes down to it, it can be tricky. Like, it's hard to get content ideas. It gets easier the more you do it. And also, it is possible. You can get paid to travel. You can travel for free. It's just a matter of, are you confident enough? Do you believe in yourself? And do you really want to travel for free and get paid for it? If all of your answers are yes, yes, and yes, or you're kind of getting to the yeses, then this is totally for you. And I would really say don't back down just because you're nervous or you're afraid, because I was so nervous. All the Airbnbs that I did, I will say, over delivered so much. I sent so much photos, so many videos. That way, like, the host never really could complain because I gave them way too much content for them to complain. If there's any advice I could give, it's just to start reaching out, start booking Airbnbs nearby that are driving distance that you can start filming at, make a girls or boys trip out of it, have some fun with it, bring your cameras, bring your phones, practice creating that content, build that portfolio and post it on your socials. And in no time, if you are being consistent with this, you are going to get somewhere sooner than later. That is everything I have for you in this video. I can definitely do another video if you would like to. Let me know. Ask any questions you have down below in the comments. I really want to help you guys be able to follow your dreams. You know, I want everyone to live their dream. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll also leave those down below, and I'll also leave all of my gear in my Amazon storefront because I always get questions on what I use and where I got it. So I'll leave that all down below. And that is it for the video. I hope you guys loved it. I will see you guys in the next video.